Hello, welcome to another content creation tutorial. So I'm going to be showing you how to use your Twitch Manager effectively, how to audit your streams, auditing your content for your future streams. I'm also going to be teaching you about SullyGnome.com. SullyGnome.com is an analytics website that pulls Twitch's analytics, but kind of formats it in a different way so that you can really understand what you can do to improve your channels, compare to other games, see what games are more popular right now. Before we hop into the tutorial, I'm actually going to show you a few clips from my stream, just in case you've never met me before. I am a full-time content creator and streamer. I stream basically every single day except for Saturdays. I also find time to do YouTube and own my own small business. Basically, I'm an insane person. Here's a little insight into my streams, and then we're gonna hop into the tutorial to show you how to look at your Twitch analytics.
Brother, may I have some oats? No. Truly are despicable, brother.
Guys, I really hate to tell you, it's very, sensory satisfying. Who's this little guy just scooting? Do you have worms? Does this little guy have worms?
Oh, he's so cute.
Oh,
you rubbing.
Oh, got a little wormy butt. See, I was doing the right thing. That column came out of nowhere. There was a poll. It came out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. I'm going to kind of go through all of these tabs with you, or at least the ones that I think are relevant, that are going to help you improve your streams and help you kind of analyze your streams and audit your own streams. So first, let's take a look at our stream manager. Under analytics, on overview. This overview is going to give you category suggestions, showing you games that people that are watching your streams are also looking at, are also playing. I haven't even heard of some of these games. It'll show you the average viewership. It'll show you the average channels that are streaming it currently. That's so funny. It looks like people are still watching. Thank goodness you're here. See, that's something that I wouldn't have known unless I actually looked here. This is where you can find your top clips from a certain date that you set here at the top. If you click on research in Twitch Manager, you can find a game. You can see how the game is performing, which day is the best day to stream that game. And you don't have to look at this super strictly, but it is at least interesting information. For instance, if there is kind of a big outlier, for instance, if people just really love watching Split Fiction on Thursday because the trend is way up here, then that would be something to note, right? But you can look at the times that people typically watch this game. So I've actually been curious about Wind Waker from Zelda, The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. So we're going to see what this looks like. So you see this, how on Saturday, there's this big uptick on Saturdays. So Saturdays early in the morning, 5 a.m., which I am not going to do, 5 a.m. my time is when people typically watch Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, which is really interesting. However, I stream on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. So I'm going to click on Tuesday. I stream typically about right here, 4 and 6. So I stream right when the views start picking back up, which would be good for me. Now, games like this, for instance, aren't super popular right now, but that also doesn't mean that it has to be a bad thing. It could actually help you, because it could mean that you're going to be one of the few streamers streaming this game, and you could build a strong community base just because it at least has some viewership and there are people watching it, and you can be one of the main streamers streaming this game. If you go to achievements right here, this is where you're going to check to see how close you are to getting affiliate, how close you are to getting partner. Stream summary is exactly how it sounds. You're going to see how well specific streams did on specific days. It'll show you your top clip. It'll show you how many viewers that you had on average. It'll show you your top emotes from that day. It'll also tell you how viewers found your stream. So from other channels, followers. I got rated by Mary Dearest on this day, and May-chan, and Cozy Games gave me a shout out, so I got views based off of those, which is why networking, by the way, is super important. So the discovery section is a section that I use basically every time before I start a stream. So what I do in a year is I experiment with different tags. So if it's a co-working stream, I'll experiment with the co-working tag, and I'm in the queer community, so I do, the queer community tag. I do LGBTQIA+, I do the Pomodoro tag for co-working streams. I experiment with many different types of tags that are relevant to me and relevant to the stream. And then after about a month or two of using those tags and different tags, I'll go back about 2 months right here in the discovery section. I'm going to update this, and I'm going to see which tags performed the best. So I usually sort by impressions just because it's easier for me to view it this way. The tag woman is actually searched for the most frequently based on the tags that I've used. Study with me, co-working, Pomodoro, study, neurodivergent, cozy, IRL, safe space, and productivity. And the reason why I counted the first 10 is because you can use up to 10 tags on Twitch, and I try to utilize all the tags, as many as possible, because look, these are people that are discovering me just based off of these tags, right? Sometimes I will actually just use tags that are really important to me, because it also just depends on the stream that I'm doing as well. Like I usually do the LGBTQIA+ tag. It looks like I misspelled LGBTQIA+ on this tag that I've been using, but it also looks like 36 other people misspelled it too, so I'll have to experiment with that. So that's something that I'm going to note. You can see which channels have been helping recommend you or how people have discovered you. And if you go over to engagement over here on the left hand side, you will see channels you share viewers with, people that you can engage with, people that you can network with to kind of like pop in on their streams, and also just because you know, might want to be friends with them, might actually connect with them, and it'd be fun for you as well. But also from a networking standpoint, it would be really nice to just connect with these streamers, support these streamers, and then they could potentially support you in return. So a lot of people who watch my streams also watch Palia and Minecraft and Schedule 1, which is a new game that released, which is not something that I stream, but it could be something to consider based off of these analytics. If you click on the community section, this is where you're going to see your roles manager. So you're going to see who's VIP, who your moderators are. Now under content is where you're going to find your video producer. This is where all of your VODs are stored for you on Twitch Manager. If you go into clips, then you can actually edit your clips within Twitch Manager and you can reuse them on your socials. And this is something that I do all the time. So I'm going to show you an example. We're going to go to a section where I am playing a video game. So here's one where I'm playing Valorant. And what's really cool is if you click this little edit button right here, the little scissors button, then you can edit the layout right here, click on stacked, and then you can move the pink version over to your camera, adjust this as you want on the side, just like this, and then move this to like interesting parts of the game that you would want them to see. So I want them to see the main area right here of me playing Valorant. And I'm not totally sure why somebody clipped this. Maybe I'm saying something super cool and interesting. I don't have the volume on though. What you would do is you would hit apply, and then you would click save clip. And then it's going to render the clip, and it's going to save the clip as both a landscape version, which is this version, and a vertical version right here, which is rendering right now. This is a really good start to like get a really nice clip overlay and how to adjust those. So we're going to click share portrait clip, and then you can either share it directly to TikTok and Instagram, which I do not suggest because I do think that you should download it, add captions, maybe add like a little intro, because people don't typically click on videos that are just streaming related automatically on short form. But you can download this clip by clicking download clip, very easy. And then I take the clip, and eventually what I do is I upload this to my Google Drive. So I have like a little file that says Twitch clips on my Google Drive folder, and then I drag this and place it in there. And then I can pull it up on my phone and then edit it in CapCut and then post it if I want to post my Twitch clips. People tend to freak out thinking, oh my God, I just got a warning from Twitch and I got an email. They said that like I had this music that wasn't copyright free and I thought that it was. Do not worry, do not panic. I'm not trying to encourage people to use music that has copyright on it, but I am telling you it's okay and you can calm down a little bit. Like I'll play like some bops on co-working. I play like copyrighted music all the time, and I just do not upload the VODs just for safety reasons, and also because nobody really wants to watch co-working if it's not live. I get copyright warnings literally almost every single time that I stream. Basically what this means is that the artist of the song, the person that created the song that you used in your video that you got a warning for, could potentially reach out to you and say, hey, I have a huge problem with you and we need to beef it out. The likelihood of that is extremely slim. The likelihood of you playing a Miley Cyrus song on your stream so that you can vibe out with your followers and then Miley Cyrus reaching out to you and having an issue is extremely slim. However, what it will do, it will mute it out on that part of the VOD, which is another reason why I do not upload my co-working VODs, because there's no point in uploading it if it's just mostly silence and it's not live. So if you go to the ad section, I'm going to tell you exactly what my ad settings are, because I do suggest that you have something similar to what I have. I'm going to tell you why it should be different for certain streamers, but why it should be probably the same for you and me. And when I say different streamers, I mean huge streamers. Like I'm saying Pokimane probably has different ad settings, okay? People will sit in and wait for an ad to come and wait for the pre-roll ads to play before watching Pokimane. For people who are smaller than Pokimane, these ad settings are good settings, and I'm going to tell you why, because I've been experimenting a lot with them. I do turn on have ads manager automatically schedule ads for me, because I don't really care exactly when they play. However, what I do care about is that they play right off the bat that in the beginning of my stream so that we can get it out of the way. How many minutes of video ads do you want to run per hour? 3 minutes. So I know that this says it's a lower potential revenue increase. I found that people will actually sit through shorter ads that come up more frequently than longer ads that come up a little more infrequently. So I have it on running a 1.5 minute ad break every 30 minutes. A minute and a half is like nothing every 30 minutes for people who are not subscribed. Before we click on advanced settings, make sure you have pre-roll ads turned off. If you're in my community, you hear me saying this all the time. Make sure you have pre-roll ads turned off. They are hurting your engagement. So what pre-roll ads are is it is an ad that plays per person right when they come into your stream. If people have no idea who you are and they're just trying to figure out your vibe, it is going to be very difficult and impossible for them to figure out your vibe if they have to sit through an ad before getting to know you. This is where streamers like Pokimane are not going to have a problem because a majority of people already know who Pokimane is. They don't need to get to know Pokimane. They're just going to wait to see Pokimane. People aren't on the edge of their seat waiting to see you if they have no idea who you are. They want to get to know you. So turn off pre-roll ads so that they can actually see you and understand your vibe right away. That being said, should Twitch randomly turn on pre-roll ads, I do have the pre-roll ad notification turned on so that I can be notified. Go to advanced settings. There is something in here that I have learned about that I want to show you. So first off, first ad delay, I put it in the first minute, like right off the bat, right when my stream starts, because I have my starting soon scene that goes for about 2 or 3 minutes. I have my ad go off first, literally within the first minute, so that they can just get the ad out of the way while my starting soon scene is on, and then we can just hop into the chatting and then they can join in with us if they're not subscribed. Turn off auto snooze ads. I hate this feature. Twitch decides when you're having a high engaging moment, when a lot of people are chatting. Maybe it's because you asked a question and people are responding. Maybe it's because you're in a co-working stream. So Twitch decides when it's a high engaging moment, right? And if Twitch decides, oh, this is a really high engaging moment, we're going to snooze the ad. So what they do is they automatically snooze the ad during high engagement moments so that everybody can join in, which sounds good on the outside. But what this does is the more ads that you snooze, eventually it will turn pre-roll ads back on because you have to run ads. If you are a streamer, you have to run ads. So if you are running ads and then Twitch snoozes all these ads and you have no idea when, and then all of a sudden you've used up all your snooze ad alerts, pre-roll ads are going to be turned back on because you have to have ads running, and we do not want pre-roll ads on, so turn this off. And then of course I give my subscribers ad-free viewing. That's just one of the many awesome perks that you get with subbing to people on Twitch. And then this is where you can schedule your notifications so that you can see, and so that chat can see when an ad break is about to start. In bits and cheering, you can set the minimum amount of bits that people can gift and cheer. You can even edit the little badges if you want, which I should probably do. I think that sounds like a lot of fun. But in bits and cheering, it'll also tell you underneath the badge section how many people are in this tier section. So for instance, I have one who's gotten all the way up to 75,000 bits and has this bit badge right here. If you go to community, you can edit your hype train settings. This is the emote that I have right here that goes off whenever I get a hype train. I want everybody to watch my past broadcasts. In my head, if I can get any eyes at all for people to get to know me, then I want to take that opportunity. So I want more than just my subs to get to know me, so I turn this off. I turn off subscriber only archives, turn off sub only chat, obviously because I want everybody to chat. And then you should know the rest. Viewer rewards, this is where you have your channel points, this is where you set up your emotes, your rewards. So now we're going to check out SullyGnome.com, and what SullyGnome.com is Twitch Manager but on steroids for certain sections, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So what's fun about SullyGnome is that you can compare your streams to other streamers, and you can also compare games more closely than you can on Twitch Manager. They also just lay out the stats differently so you can check them in like a different viewpoint. I can kind of look and see if there are certain streams that did not really perform super well for me. So for instance, I did have a few like surprise Valorant streams, which is not a huge deal, and if it's fun for you, then it's fun for you, and that's what's most important. So I'm not really too concerned about it. However, I can see that there are a few streams where I only gained 1 follower, and it was during my Fields of Mystery stream and my Valorant stream, which is okay, and that does happen. But I can also see that my average viewership for Valorant is 29, whereas my overall average viewership was 57, which does mean that Valorant is not really a good game for me to stream consistently. I can see that on Field of Mysteria, it does decently well. I got 53 average viewers on a Tuesday, and then I got an average of 42 viewers on a Sunday, and that could be an outlier, it could not, but we're going to look into it. So click on Fields of Mystria. We're going to see if the game is still trending first, and if people really still care about watching the game still. I typically look over the last 30 days, so we're going to go over here and click on 30 days. And it does seem like the game is still doing really well, which makes sense because the update just came out. And you can also see how many average viewers this game is getting. You can see the hours watched. You can see how many average channels are actually streaming this game within the last 7 days, and it looks like just about like 14 channels. Not too many people are actually streaming Fields of Mystria right now, which could be good for you if Fields of Mystria is right up your alley and you feel like it's gonna actually like pull in people in your niche. And now that I'm looking closer, it's looking like over the last 30 days, there were a lot of people streaming this like right when the update came out. So if you kind of know, then you know. And then over the last 14 days, look at how quickly all of this dropped. So people really cared about it right when the update came out, but then they quickly stopped caring about it. And now what we can do is there's this little compare button, and I'm really curious. I'm gonna search for a game to compare to Fields of Mystria, like Stardew Valley. So, okay, so this is really interesting. Look at this. Stardew Valley here in the purple is getting a lot more viewership than Fields of Mystria is all the way down here in the green. So what this tells me is that if you're a cozy gamer and you're looking for cozy games to play, it's looking like people are kind of getting done with Fields of Mystria. They did have some spikes whenever the update came out, but consistently across the board, Stardew Valley is a good game to stream. One last thing you can do that I do on SullyGnome.com is if you just go to the main menu and then you go over to games, you can see the most watched games, trending games, and most streamed games. So for trending games, I click on this, and this does not mean that you have to play these games. Another thing to keep in mind is that a lot of people are streaming this game. These games are going to be really difficult to stream because there are so many people streaming these games. So that's something to keep in mind. But I typically scroll through here until I find a game that really, really resonates with me. And I think, oh, I could definitely play that. Like, look, It Takes Two is still on the board at number 37, which is really interesting. And I'm wondering if that's because split fiction is kind of like been a new thing, and now people are curious about playing It Takes Two first. Hades is up here. So I kind of just take note and scroll through here every now and then and check out games that I think would speak to me and speak to my audience. That's really it. And if y'all have any questions on how any of that works, let me know. I am happy to answer questions. I'm going to be making more tutorials soon, but I hope that did help at least a little bit. I know that it was a lot. There's a lot of analytics to look through. If you look into anything at all that we've even talked about today, or even just implement anything that we've talked about today, like even just the ad settings, then that's going to really benefit you in the long run. And I think that you're going to do a great job at just based on looking at these analytics. Regardless of what game you play, regardless of what tags you use, that's mostly for discoverability. It's mostly just about engaging with your audience and then keeping them captivated. So if you want more tips on that, let me know, but I'm going to let you guys go here, and good luck.